guys, what's up? Vixstar999 here, and today we are doing a review on A Link to the Past. If you are new here, hey, I've been playing every Zelda game chronologically, and as you may or may not be able to tell, we are finally on the Fallen timeline. A Link to the Past is the beginning of the Fallen timeline, so we have officially begun the last section of this timeline, and I am so excited to be here. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below. Let's just get into it. For the first section, we are doing controls. So I played this on the Nintendo Switch expansion pack via the SNES, I believe. I'm so dyslexic, that is so hard for me to say. I didn't have very many troubles with the controls themselves. I will probably say this a lot throughout this video. This game shaped every Zelda game that was created after it. So with that being said, this game isn't very polished, but it is a big reason why many Zelda games are the way they are today. I wasn't very into the controls and the layout of different buttons. I don't know, I just thought they were weird, and throughout my playthrough I was pressing the wrong button, even though, you know, I put many hours into it. I just kept pressing the wrong button because it just did not make sense where they were. They weren't awful though. I would give the controls a 6 out of 10. On to the next section, which is storyline and lore. This game is, like I mentioned, at the beginning of a new timeline. So I'm gonna just presume that we are building up different antagonists and different storylines for the rest of the timeline. If we aren't, I might have to come back and relook this review. With that being said, the main bad guy that we are led to believe is Aghanim, I believe is his pronunciation. You fight him at the very beginning of the game, and he kind of seems like he's going to be the antagonist in this game. He decides that, you know, he is going to make this dark world take over the light world, and that his end goal is to control all worlds and turn them all into one, kind of like what Ganon was doing in Twilight Princess, how he wanted to take over the Twilight Realm, which then would in terms take over the overworld. I kind of get that same vibe in this game. We do find out, of course, that Ganon is in this game in his blue beast form, and that he is the one controlling this Aghanim dude. The light world and the dark world kind of seem unpolished in my opinion, and these do apply to the storyline, because there is a lot of traveling back and forth, which I'll get into when we get to the gameplay section. I just felt like that wasn't beneficial towards the storyline. And you're also, when you go to the dark world, you can become a pink bunny version of Link. I don't even remotely understand the reasoning behind that. The minute I traveled to the dark world for the first time and I was a bunny rabbit, if you guys have seen Christmas Story, I look like when he got his pink bunny costume, and you're like defenseless and you can't do anything to obviously defend yourself. So I don't know if that was the reasoning behind it, but a pink bunny rabbit? Kind of weird. You know, Zelda's in the game, Link's in the game, Ganon's in the game, classics. At the end of the game, you are speaking with the Triforce, and it reclaims the Master Sword that will now be placed in this pedestal forever. So yeah, the storyline is just, it's very basic because, like I continue to mention, this was the blueprint for many Zelda games to come. So the storyline and lore, I would give it like a 6 out of 10. It definitely doesn't seem like you will need to play this game to understand lore, but like I keep saying, it's the first one on this timeline, so I might take all the things I say back. Our next category is gameplay. I'm about to give this game a little 1-2. I didn't enjoy this game very much. I'm gonna be very honest in the gameplay realm. Like I mentioned in the storyline and lore, this involves a lot of traveling from the light world to the dark world, and you have this mirror, and this mirror is supposed to let you be able to travel, but at some places you can only use that mirror to travel back and forth between the light and dark world. For the most part, you need to find secret portals hidden around the map to be able to travel back and forth. So yes, already traveling back and forth is annoying, but then you have to find a portal that's hidden, like under a random rock, or you have to move this statue, or weird things like that to find this specific portal that will let you travel between worlds in each area. For example, there is a part of the map when you're in the dark world, it basically dissects the map in half. So if you're in the dark world, you can't cross from the right side of the map to get over to the left side of the map. So you need to go back to the light world to get to the other side of the map and then find a portal. If you don't know that, you spend most of the game trying to figure out a way in the dark world to get over to the other side and vice versa. Another very large issue I had was the combat. Okay, so as you guys may or may not know, I have been streaming all these games on Twitch as I play through them. So people who join my stream will get those live reactions as I play through each Zelda game. I got up until like halfway through the Ice Palace, which is about 3 temples away from the very end of the game, before I had to say, I am done streaming this and I'm gonna be playing this on my own time. The reasoning for this is because I died more in this game than I have in every other Zelda game I've ever played combined. So bunch up all those Zelda games, less deaths than this singular game. What do I do? Okay, great. And I have played many 2D Zelda games. This is not my first, which if this was my first, that would make sense. I presumed it was a skill issue, but I feel like I've gotten this far in the Zelda games and in 2D Zelda games that at some point I'm like, can I keep blaming myself or is this a game problem? So I'd love to know if anyone else has this same experience where with the base weapons, if the combat is a pain in the butt. I eventually, once I stopped streaming the game and played it independently, I ended up getting the golden sword thing and then the silver arrows because you literally need them to not make the game the worst thing ever. I like having the option to upgrade weapons and whatnot to make the game super easy for you if you want to, but you can play with the base weapons and still finish the game. This game, for me, felt as if I didn't get these upgrades, I would have never been able to finish the game. Because I don't have that crazy skill that y'all, I know you guys have. Moral of all that, I didn't enjoy that you pretty much have to upgrade at least once to be able to survive. The temples were okay. There was a meh amount of backtracking as you do the temples, which there's already so much backtracking between the light and dark world. I was hoping there would be none in the temple so I could just relax, but it's kind of a Zelda temple thing to have backtracking. I swear every time I got to a temple boss, I would have 1 or 2 max hearts because, you know, in newer Zelda games, before you fight a boss, there's all the pots that have fairies and hearts and kind of prep you. This one doesn't. No, I can't keep doing bosses with 2 hearts. This cannot be my life. So with that being said, most of the bosses took me many tries to get because I had 1 heart and I wasn't going to leave the temple to get more hearts or to get jars of fairies or whatnot just to come back and have to, you know, go back through the temple because I didn't enjoy it. I had a grumpy attitude and I didn't want to play anymore, so the bosses took me a lot of tries. Okay, pay attention to the red, but also orange. Multiple colors. As you got further on, I started enjoying the bosses. There was a few that they don't have names, but I'll put in pictures of them towards the ends, the temples after the Ice Palace. I enjoyed the bosses. There was the classic eyes that are coming at you and you have to shoot the eyes and then you have to shoot the big eye that we've seen in different games. Majora's Mask is an example. We've seen that type of style. Then last but not least, the final battle, it was okay. It was 2 phases basically. You fought Aghanim. Is that even his name? I don't know. You fought the one dude, which was okay. There was like 3 copies of him and you had to play tennis, you know, the classic Zelda tennis and shoot the orb back at him. And then a little bat flies away. Ganon's a bat in this? Or can take form as a bat? Kind of interesting. And then you fight the big blue Ganon. His fight was relatively easy. It reminded me of the one in Four Sword Adventures where you gotta get near him and you gotta spam your sword. To a point where I was like, they probably made this boss so easy due to all the hell I went through actually playing the game. I would give the gameplay a 5 out of 10. I really did not enjoy it. I would never replay it. I'd give it even that high because it's the blueprint and I feel like respect your elders type of vibe, but I didn't enjoy it at all. I'm so sorry. 5 out of 10. On to our last section is side quests and side characters. Side characters were all fine. I don't know, nothing really once again stuck out to me. I was most fascinated by the Zora fish creatures. Not that they're really side characters, but I was most fascinated by them because they're, they're more like piranhas. They're just angry and trying to hurt you all the time. Side quests along the lines of upgrading swords, upgrading weapons, helping this guy get his flute back, helping this lost old man. Like, the side quests are just random and here and there. I don't know, nothing really to write home about in my opinion, but there definitely was a lot that could keep you entertained if you were trying to 100% the game. I would assume your time would double if you were trying to 100% the game with all the side quests. With that being said, you're gonna be shocked. I would give the side quests and side characters a 6 out of 10. Not bad, nothing special. You stay busy, but nothing where I was like, I wanna do this. Meh. So with a 6 out of 10 in controls, with a 6 out of 10 in storyline and lore, with a 5 out of 10 in gameplay, and with a 6 out of 10 in side quests and side characters, we are looking at a 23 out of 40, which is a 57.5%. An F. Ooh, I know. I assume from what I've heard, the OG Legend of Zelda and the Adventure of Link game will be very similar rated, and once again I feel bad because these are our forefathers and I am disrespecting them. I wouldn't recommend it. I didn't enjoy it. I don't assume you're gonna need to play it. I mean, it's the beginning of the timeline, so I don't really know, but I don't think you'll need to play it to understand anything lore-wise. I would love to know how you guys felt if you guys have played this game. I know this is a lot of people's favorite Zelda game. Beats me as to why, but please let me know in the comments below why you love or don't love this game. I am so beyond curious about people's opinions of this because I feel like I am an outcast for hating on this game. If you enjoyed this video and would love to see the rest of this timeline, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe down below. As always, my Twitch and other socials are in the description of this video, so if you guys want to go check those out and come along on this journey of playing all the Zelda games, I would appreciate that so very much. As always, thank you so much for watching. See you guys in the next one. Bye guys!